Elaborate ceremony to mark his ascendancy to the throne. Today is the first of 3 days of coronation rites for the king, who inherited the throne in 2016 after the death of his long-reigning father. Well, these are the pictures live in Bangkok now, where those ceremonies are continuing. A very colourful, expressive attempt to symbolise the king's transition from mere mortal like you and me into a god, which is effectively what Thais by tradition believe the king becomes. The Emerald Buddha temple is located within the grounds of the Grand Palace in Bangkok and is the country's most sacred temple. It's an important pilgrimage site for Thai Buddhists. Of course, the king has in the past not lived a great deal of time in Thailand, but obviously is now crowned as monarch. It'll be an opportunity for him to get to know the people of Thailand much better, and for them to get to know a figure who has not been very prominent, but has at times been quite controversial. Well, our correspondent Laura Bicker is in Bangkok, and I should say Thailand has strict laws which ban criticism of the monarchy. Laura, thanks very much for coming out to speak to us. I mean, this is a very long and complicated ceremony, and it's a process that Thais haven't lived through before, most of them. 70 years ago, the last coronation?
Well, that's right. The last time Thais saw these kind of elaborate ceremonies was 70 years ago, 1950, when King Rama X's father was crowned. But today, one of the most powerful monarchies in the world has a new king. The ceremony started with a bathing in sacred water that had come from 5 rivers right across Thailand. Then came the anointment, and that anointment, the water then comes from 107 tributaries from across the country and one other, and that comes from the sacred palace water itself. He was anointed with that water, including by several members of the military, which signifies the close relationship between the military and monarchs here in Thailand. As you mentioned there, this is a king who is seen to be quite different from his father, but when he made his speech, his royal command, he talked about ruling with righteousness for the benefit of the Thai people. And certainly on social media, many people here believe that this is carrying on his father's legacy. His father was much revered, much loved, but as you said there, this is a king who's been more remote. He spent a lot of time in Munich with his 13-year-old son. This is seen as an opportunity for him to cement, to anchor his place at the head of this long dynasty. Does
the arrival of a new monarch indicate any kind of prospect of change in Thailand? Because we've had this long-standing conflict situation, really. It's led the army to take power 2 occasions, in the last 20 years. I mean, it's got such a strong grip on the political system. The king's father was seen as something of a moderate influence. I wonder if that's something that people are hoping for the new monarch, that he might bring a bit of this warmth and peace that's on display in the ceremony to the day-to-day politics of Thailand.
Well, one of the things I've heard about the father, the previous king, was that he felt and talked like an uncle to the people of Thailand. And you'll have seen from the pictures of his funeral that thousands came out onto the streets to say their farewell. When it comes to this new king, it'll be interesting to see the procession tomorrow, where he's expected to go around the city and visit various temples. As you said there, we are limited in what we can say when it comes to talking about His Majesty. But within the last 2 years, he has taken a different view to his father on many things. One of the things is palace bureaucracy. He has changed the way that the palace has been run. Also palace finances, he's kind of taken them closer towards the palace. That's $30 billion worth of finance. He's very close to the military. He's a former airline pilot himself, and he actually flies planes. So flies himself around, so he's very close to the military in that respect. And it's worth pointing out that the military has overthrown the Thai government twice in the last 13 years. So there has been a bit of a different approach by this new king. In the last week, he has married his new bride. This is someone who was head of his new security detail. She was once a cabin crew attendant. She was also named queen today during that anointing ceremony. But the pictures that you might be seeing now are of him at the Buddhist temple, the Emerald Buddha, where he will be appointed as the royal patron of the Buddhist faith.
Laura Becker there in Bangkok. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the ceremony.